Good morning, y'all. Gray morning over here, Saturday. Totally still and silent out there. There's there's water coming from the sky and from the air that is even smaller than drizzle, but bigger than fog. I stood outside for a while and there are hardly any leaves anywhere, but I could hear it. I'm like, what am I hearing? It sounds like rain. It's cozy, like a blanket. We like cozy blankets. We like cozy beds. So much so that we don't realize how often our cozy beds are really, really, really not good for our bodies. Blue self-existing eagle. In the wave spell of the yellow human. So from day one, 3 days ago, unify attract purpose. With our free will, we influence, wisely or not, but we're always growing wisdom. That is not optional, even if it doesn't look like it. Our current ability to see, our eagle vision, if we limit it to one lifetime, it's not enough. It's really not enough. If we look at human history, looking at a few thousand years is not enough if we're wanting to really see the scope of evolution. It's not enough. And maybe it isn't that it's not enough, it's just that we distort the information. We are selective in our interpretation. So it's actually not really so easy to know what's really going on. And if we want to look at human evolution, we actually have to look at the entire planet. If we look at human evolution in the last 5,000 years or the last 50,000 years, we have to look at the tribes anywhere on this planet. We have to look at the Aborigines in Australia. We have to look at the ancient Chinese, the Indians, the Africans, the natives on any continent. We have to look at everyone's development and see. But the Western mind very quickly dismisses. What I'm looking for the definition of who the people are that our Western view of whatever easily dismisses. The indigenous, the ancients, the people who still live in what looks to us, I don't even want to use those words, simple way of nature that's less loaded. The eagle's vision can move forward and backwards in time. But in some ways, the Western way of life and way of looking at things, I generalize terribly, but much of it is looking with the eyes of the serpent. And I don't know how to put the other way around. The eagle in truth is a lover of the earth. It's a guardian of the earth. It's the guardian of the collective, which includes all living beings on this planet, including, everyone, creepy crawlies, viruses. Are they living beings? Or are they just pieces of software or pieces of information? But certainly the earth herself. And when the eagle gets so lost in his skies that he no longer really regards the earth, and forgets to what would be the right word? Relate, to understand that he has not only a relationship with the earth, but that they are related. To be related, let's say, is sharing a bloodline. And the human is, I don't know if anyone else on the planet is too, but we certainly are, or appear to be, a blend of star seed, analog kin to the blue eagle, and earth, matter and spirit, coming from, in part out there, who knows who put our DNA here in this way. Do we understand our human history? Methinks we don't. Methinks some of us do, but the mainstream is still telling an incorrect story. But the interesting thing is, the issue of truth. Sometimes it's not about the truth as much as a different paradigm, which would propose a different truth, which may or not be true, but it changes everything in the way that we relate to ourselves, to each other, the way we see ourselves. And that change would make real serious adjustments in the way we relate to ourselves and each other, and the way we live and see ourselves. And that in itself is very fascinating, which helps me change my mind about about the prison paradigm, about the being, I don't subscribe to it too much, but a little I do, or not I do, but I am aware that it's out there. And this idea that somehow, and the how is known, we had some something happened to us. Our pineal gland closed or got closed. We got hogwashed with false information. These are not truths I'm proclaiming, these are ideas that float around. We got changed, we got blocked in our natural evolution. Also in the Maya system, there is like some certain amount of years back, a certain interference happened and changed something in our course, in our trajectory through our own evolution. I can't repeat that exactly because I'm never taking too much note of that because I've never yet been quite sure whether that is, how relevant that is. And now I'm thinking, if such a thing happens, just the same as a trauma in our own lives, whether it's developmental trauma, which I am so thankful that that's coming more and more and more into collective focus. Knowing what caused it is important, and it is important. It's you don't knowing what caused it doesn't mean that we can just through that knowing not cause it ourselves again. Usually that doesn't work at all. It is in transforming ourselves that we naturally don't need to repeat it. So we can transform without knowing and then change. So if this change happens in us collectively, in history, in our own personal lives, changes the paradigm, changes the way we see ourselves, changes the way we experience ourselves, changes everything. Absolutely can change the filters, the software, everything. It's really drastic. It may be mild, it may be drastic. But it is a valuable experience because if we are, and I say we are, I run with that one, eternal beings that can play in human form as much as and as long as we like, we're gonna have to add some changes into the game. It evolves it. The truth of who we are underneath all that, that's really the key. And from my perspective, well, the truth of who we are, when we know that, when we really know that, it changes the way we play here. And I think that we have purposefully, intentionally, and for good reason put in different levels of different ways of knowing this reality, who we are, and different levels of forgetting. Because very often once we really know, it changes the way we play. And a lot of levels in the game are no longer accessible to us. Because we can't play them knowing who we are. You just can't. In order for the game to be real and for us to make decisions based on what we experience as real, you have to believe in the illusion. And I say that with utmost respect, and I'm feeling once again a little limited using that word. Call it Maya. Call it what's the word I'm looking for? Virtual reality. Call it simulation. It is and it isn't. And the perspective, truth, I see truth as like a circle, and we're on it, looking in the one direction with the light, a flashlight. But it's one of those hard, focused forward only, so behind is really dark, and in front is really light. So as the behind us is the dark lie, dark, 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 but the lie, the untruth. It's not a lie. It's just no longer true. Is there something? Is there another way I could say this? And in front of us is the truth, and we walk along. This is true. This is real. This is true. This is real. And we walk along the circle, and we don't realize that the circle is mighty, mighty big. And we're going round and around and around and around, and always convinced, this now is true, this now is true, this now, that was not, this now, this now, this now. And looking from the outside, I mean, it's, it would be different if you knew, oh yeah, well, but I'm on the circle and everything is really true. I mean, why, what, huh? And then you jump a layer up or down, or into a different timeline or whatever you want to, and then it's a different game. It's a totally different order of reality. And none is better or worse. And while we're here on this planet together, I mean, we have to just look at it like that. If, we jump this, like on the circle, this now, this now, this now, it's like this person, this person, this person, this person exists separately. It's part of Maya, the separate existence. And it is great. And it's of course possible to hold the awareness that, but somewhere we are completely like one being. But here you express, and here I express this one being completely differently. And there may be fundamentals that we agree upon, and there may be fundamentals that we don't agree upon. And that's fine. That's interesting. The self-existing tone. Wait, the eagle, mind, vision, create. Yeah. In the human wave spell. It's on tone 4. So 1, 2, 3, on the way to tone 4 in any wave spell, 1, 2, 3, set up 4. And that 1, 2, 3, 4 sets up 5. And then I think 6, 7, 8, it relates back to 5. Always in light of 1, and always in light of 1, 5, 9 and 13. The time pulsar we are in. This is the time quality. If we synchronize with the time quality. We can also just say, I look at this as, this is what being human means, but we can never look at it. We can look at it individually, in as much as we can look at the day skin. We can look at only the eagle, study only the eagle by itself. Much to be learned there. And then we can say, wait, but there are these 4 kins surrounding the eagle, one on each side, to the south, to the east, to the north, and to the west. Who are they? What do they mean? Then you study each one of those. Oh, wow. And then say, what is their relationship? Humans our relationships. I could say something crazy like our nature is relationship. Even a hermit has relationships, if not so much with other humans, then with the internal elements, the external elements, and the external by the reflection of the internal. That's another one. Circle this now, this now, this now, this now, is the out there, out there. Let's talk on the level where it is. Oh, I'm just noticing that I'm finding my own stability in these different paradigms that I'm inhabiting more and more, and they seem like mutually exclusive, and then I wobble around quite a bit and I wonder why. And I'm currently just this minute just sensing the center of it, like the seventh tone of the wave spell, which in this one is Eagle, Warrior, Earth, red resonant Earth. Talk about relationship, human to Earth. Okay, let's not go there. The self-existing tone, form, measure, define, define, measure, form. The word form is both a noun and a verb. I keep saying this, and I'm going to say it again. I love this thing that Deepak Chopra, I think, coined. I'm not sure if he was quoting someone. Every noun is a verb. It's always, the piano is a verb. It pianos. It's a process. It's a happening. The piano is it's a happening. Oh, I love that. And the human, it's a happening. We are a happening. We are a party happening. We are a whole bunch of energies, beings, manifesting as cells in the third dimension, and that together form relationships and processes. And it's a love fest. The human being, the human body is a love fest. I mean, my God, absolutely, it's a party. And the self-existing tone, the word form, here we go. I'm veering off. I am. Didn't I once upon a time say I would like to make a few less I am statements? Wait. Interesting. Oh, the joints of my toes are hurting. Why when I press? Forming, reform. It forms. The tone forms. It's being formed. Form is formed, and then it already has a form. A form. And this word is it's a fundamental point of view. The cup in front of me has its form, and it's good for me that it serves its purpose, and it has been formed a long time ago, because this cup is just a copy of a cup of a cup of a copy of a cup that some ancient ancestor realized it's good to drink from a cup. You know what I mean? Now we can play with that form, we can shape shift it a little bit, the various kinds of cup shapes, but it's never going to quite be the size of a bucket. It's not practical, it's not necessary. So, and it's not going to be the size of a teaspoon, because that is equally unnecessary. So from the size of a, we've got the range, and within that there are actually infinite possibilities. However, I'm getting lost again in theory. The practicality is to, in our lives, what is already formed, what can we not change, what need we not change. We can waste a lot of time trying to reform or form something that is actually fine. It doesn't need to be done. And where can we form? And where does that matter in our own lives, in our own bodies? Stuff like the aging process, the healing process, the manifestation process, the, you know, our relationships are forms, the things we do are forms, and we're forming, and the self-existing tone is where a thing is formed and forms. It's always measured, remeasure, measurement. Measurement defines form, and you link that with purpose. Measurement defines form. Is it suitable for purpose? In the background, that is a process that's always happening. Tone 4 is always happening. We can say, well, on tone 1, tone 4 isn't happening. So we can go particle, study the particle, not the wave. In the wave, all things are happening simultaneously. We measure ourselves, like when you go to the gym, checking, and then forming. Going to the gym, shape shifting, I was about to say, body shaping is a very active process of being engaged with your body, forming it, measuring it, defining it. It's a very beautiful analogy. We do this everywhere, and we are growing in consciousness that what is increasing, yellow human, the eagle is on this tone, the vision, the visionary. And let us not forget his musketeers. Very, very important, because it doesn't work properly without them. But the mind, like if it neglects the body, or if it's too focused on the body and neglects the mind, we need them all, but we need the whole wave spell. So, but let's just stay small. We are learning, we are expanding in consciousness and learning that we can influence so much more about ourselves, about our bodies, about our health, about what we do and how we do it, including also we are how we influence the earth, the world, politics. It's all the social structures. We are influencing those one another. We influence. There's one paradigm that says we don't influence anything or anyone. The only thing you influence is yourself, your own perception. And the minute you change your perception, what you perceive appears changed. It's like the minute if I comb all my hair to the left, when I look in the mirror, all my hair will be combed to one side. If I comb it all to the other side and I look in the mirror, my hair will be combed to the other side. Nothing on the other side of that glass, nothing happened. That world does not even exist on the other side. It appears to be on the other side. We ourselves are the mirror and the world this side of the mirror. And when we look out our eyes and through our senses, we experience ourselves. All right. The other perspective is there is this out there, and we influence it. How do we influence it? When we change ourselves, we change our frequency. When we change our perceptions, when we change our ideas, when we change our feelings, our thoughts, our states, we change the frequency, we radiate on, we resonate on, and that frequency determines the reality we experience. It determines who we meet. It determines what we do. It determines the earth, the very earth we're living on. Absolutely. Those two views appear to me to be like as if they're mutually exclusive, but they're probably not. They're probably two. Yeah, obviously they're not. But yeah, never mind that. So either way, the result is the same. And either way, the going about the change is the same. And either way, it relieves us from that position of I am powerless. I have to look at the world, I have to look at my life and experience horrible things, and we're powerless. Or watch other people experience horrible things and they're powerless. We're powerless and they're powerless. Well, ego is the visionary. How do we affect the world? It's very difficult for most of us. The first paradigm I described, when we're looking at the insane politics on this planet, for example, it's very difficult to, I think it's difficult to link the two and be practical about it. So let's go with the other one, the more common view that there is an out there. So what can you do about it? What can we do about it? Visionary ego. See a different future, envision it, and to understand the science, there is science behind it. There is every religious, spiritual truth talks about this. The teachings about how we affect the future and the reality we collectively inhabit or individually. There are many ways that it is described, but it is the very same process. Envision a different future. See yourself in a different light. What is light? The nature of light is a core element to understand. I'm not about to go there now. But light is a multidimensional, what is it? I don't even want to call it a thing. Something that I'm not having a word for right now. And, you know, sometimes the spiritual circles get a bit of a bashing when it's like all love and light and you know, of course, if you're using, you know, but really, love and light are, you know, they are it. They are a superpower. They are a scientific. They are a power, and we do anyway use it. We can use it, and the ego vision, depending on, according to how we are able to use this love and light, these qualities within ourselves, depending on how consciously or what happens there in our humanity, in us. When we come, it will determine the skywalker, it will determine our challenges, it will determine how we explore life, how we play life, how we live life. It determines the space we have within which we live, innerly, outwardly, mentally, emotionally. It determines those quote-unquote spaces, our emotional spaces, our frequency spaces, our physiological space. It determines that. The jurisdiction we have, the way we dream, everything. It determines then, And that it determines how we polarize and what we do with the polar opposites, whether or not we're forming harmonious, mutually complementary relationships or not. It determines the electromagnetism, the inner being. Wizard and human, incidentally, share the blue hand, and one is analog and the other is occult. And in the wizard, the occult is what's not seen. The eagle has the white death in the occult. It's masked. It's not really seen. The eagle doesn't think like, oh, let me let go of the branch. Let me let go of the branch. No, it just does it because it goes and flies. Yesterday I spoke about that. I don't try not to have an accident. Try not to have an accident when you drive. It just, no. Like in the hand, the wizard is very much, it seems like an inactive, it seems like there's no action required. And in truth, there isn't. In other levels, there is, but in the wizard, there isn't. And this electromagnetism, it's an automatic process. This between the wizard and the human, between timelessness and free will and influence. We influence not through action. We can influence through action, and we do, through doing. But we influence through being. We influence through resonance. It's instant. It's timeless. And then, according to how these three work together, relate, how, what, in each of us individually, collectively, whatever, the eagle, it informs the eagle, and the eagle in turn informs it, them. And in this particular case, if I just make a small reminder of the analog wave spell, in the serpent, we're still getting there. I think it's the next wave spell, 10 portal days in the next wave spell. We are so connecting with the serpent, so deeply with the portal probably into the past, because in the seed wave spell, 2-3 wave spells later, another 10 days, portal days, and the seed, if anything, future. But future and past are the same. The seed is the past embodied. Everything from the past is and I speak about the seed, is the analog kin of the eagle today, most like itself energy. The past informs the seed of its own seed potential, but there is something added when it comes to evolution. For a very long time, a seed has everything. A cherry tree will not become an apple tree. So until something else is added, that seed from the cherry tree will always produce a cherry tree. Always a cherry tree. Always a cherry tree. Always a cherry tree. Now, in terms of our humanity, we understand many of us are born into a biological bloodline where we're like, what are we doing here? It feels like we don't belong into this family. It's usually insulting to the family, who, in many ways, are the seeds of the bloodline. They don't understand when their child has this feeling. But what do you mean? Because they are the unchanged seeds from the cherry tree. But every now and then, something happens, whatever that something is, that changes something, whatever that something is, that changes the genetic expression of the seed. From one perspective, it's ever so slightly, it's not noticeable. From another perspective, it's massive, drastic, huge. And the most important thing for all of us is to be at peace with that. But I think it helps to understand that. And I think we're getting a deeper grasp of what is happening. How are we related to our biological families and feel at the same time we're not? Or we feel at the same time we're related to a totally different culture. So, and then, then we have these spirit families. I mean, for me, it's been my life like that. And we all have that. We meet people, they're like, oh my gosh, you feel so much more like my sister, the way I know sisterhood to feel. Or you're so much more like my mother, the way I know mother, relationship between daughter and mother to feel, than what I have with my own biological mother or sister. So then we can say, reincarnation, have we been this in another timeline or in another past where you were my mother? The mind brings up explanations. Are they true? Are they not? Does it matter? But it changes a paradigm, and it can bring in peace. And peace is better than unpeace, I think. What am I doing? What am I doing when I say that? That it's better, then I'm making something else worse. Okay, no, I want to rephrase that. Let's say it may be preferable. It may not always be better. Sometimes unpeace is really necessary. But sometimes it's not. Sometimes peace is preferable, and sometimes understanding is preferable. Sometimes too much understanding is not preferable. It's not necessarily better. But sometimes it really is, because it just can change a perspective and put us at ease. I don't relate to my biological family at all. Guess what? I don't have to. It's okay. However, I think it's always I think it's always maybe a good idea to, nonetheless, no matter how difficult our parental relationships were, it's appropriate to honor them. Because I mean, if we go from the paradigm that we've chosen them, that they have given us a portal, we're not by accident in that bloodline, no matter how we relate to it, no matter what happened to us in that. There is a choice we have made. There is even if it isn't a conscious choice, but there is a resonance or whatever it is that linked us and brought us through those portals, that let us choose, or that chose for us that DNA. And to say, oh, I hate it, I would have much better chosen another la 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 la, that is, in my books, not yet having seen the light. Let's not call it unenlightened, but it's just not understanding, well, I don't know. Maybe I'm wrong there. I personally think it's good to understand. It's up to me. It's empowering me to understand. Are they teaching me how to love what appears unlovable? Are they teaching me? Are they showing me what happens to people who don't love themselves? How mean, how horrible they can become? What they can end up doing to their own children, brutalizing them, abusing them, not loving them, because they themselves were not loved, because they themselves felt not loved, because they have no, whatever, whatever the case may be. So, anyhow, eagle vision, where am I going? Forming, backtrack. Do I need to backtrack? I've left that branch. Why am I looking back at the branch I just left? Lol. Okay, so this form our life takes, our bodies take, our emotional bodies take. Maybe today I look at myself. What is the self? a conglomeration of identity, thought patterns, history, illusions, memories, feelings, past, present, future, visions, yeah, relationships, actions, thoughts, whatever, what am I missing? Whatever I'm missing included, that's who, what is this I am, who I am, I am everyone. How wide is my I am, how small is it, whatever it is, it has some sort of form. Let's stay human. Let's stay like with Tatiana. She has a kind of a form, a third dimensional physiological form, but there's more form to me than my physiological form, right? And that form is fluid. That form is shape-shifting. Unless the yellow human has the occult, the red moon. Why is it occult? This occult thing I gotta get. I'm not fully on top of that yet. Occult, they're not seen, but the moon is the flow. Maybe one way to look at it is we're learning more and more about how much what the fluids in our body do and how important they are. For example, relatively new kid on the block is our understanding about fascia and what the fascia system, the fascia does in our body, and that it too is a fluid system. And when these fluids dry up, when we freeze, when we don't exercise, when our range of motion decreases, it's usually because of the fascia. So we have current explanations. Tomorrow is another, this now, this now, this now, this now, walking along the circle. But we can live with that paradigm. We can run with that paradigm right now. It's very nice. It's very appropriate. I like it. This fascia system stiffens us. It determines, it's not our tendons, but the fascia are part of that. Anyway, so it determines how far can you stretch, but it isn't alone. It isn't acting alone. It acts with muscles, with bones, with this, with that, with nervous system. All of it determines our shape. All of it determines our abilities, our range of motion, our strength, our health. And what we see when we age is it decreases in that. Now, to assume it's natural as we age that there's this decrease, that is natural, it's a given, it's not. We may still live in a paradigm where for a long time the cherry tree produced the cherry tree. But when certain things, and they have something to do with consciousness, are introduced, changes occur. Oops, suddenly you wake up in a family, you're like, I'm an Indian, what am I doing in a German family? Oh, but wait, I'm not just Indian, I'm also African. What am I? I'm confused. And it's like, yeah, but it makes sense. Just stretch a little bit. Stretch your mental paradigms. Stretch your mental ligaments. Stretch your soul ligaments. Stretch your imagination. And boop, it all makes sense. Elegant. All right. So the brain is made up out of all of these fluids. The brain does not produce. The brain receives. It relates. It's a relay. It relates. It relays. It's information exchange switch. It's a control center. But, we know so little about it. Anyway, so the eagle, by the time tone 4 comes, in any wave spell, and the deeper I dive into this, I can't wait for the next verse. I can't wait for the whole spin to start over, to explore again the relationship between tone 1, 2, 3, 4 in the dragon, in the wizard, in the blue hand, in the yellow sun. I really enjoy my own growing understanding or my own increased perception through the system, whether or not it actually has a real third dimensional effect. It should, right? Time will tell. Time? What time? The now will tell. The eternal now will tell. So cool. All right, done. So now the self-existing tone. We give form. Form is given. So we look at the shape we are. And then the eagle on this tone in the human is it, if you followed a little, I've gone on about the human, free will, influence, wisdom. What can we influence? What should we influence? What may we, what may we not? What are we good to just accept? What is it like? We can't influence this right now. Right now, cherry seed will produce cherry tree. Maybe we haven't yet fully explored the cherry tree, or maybe we can actually call in that genetic change that says, turn this cherry tree into a cherry apple tree. How does that happen? And why would that happen? Why would that be a good idea? These ideas we come up with, genetic changes, personality changes, some of them happen through trauma, and some of them, but we want to learn, we want to understand, how do we do it consciously? We're going to realize we've always done it. We've just gone into a bit of a time where we forgot. Red moon in the occult position of the yellow human surely probably denotes forgetfulness. If remembrance is unseen, that probably means forgetfulness. And there is divine reason for that. So if we're trying to remember, or we're remembering, like, how do we live a healthy life? I mean, what is it we want? You want a lot of money? Surely if you're sitting there in your wheelchair drooling and drooping into your pipers, piping into your doopers, what's drooping into your diapers? What's pooping into your diapers? Sorry. You are going to be a millionaire that says, yeah, but I have the best care. But if you've got dementia too, you might, yeah, great. I mean, would I rather live under the bridge? Like, if I'm really fit and my mind really works and I'm 150 years old, I will have the creativity to create out of this eternal now. I will live. Because why? Not because, because then I can work. I can do things that I love, be useful to humanity, and generate what we call an income. I still take up issue with that, but that's my own personal issue. But we can generate our life because life supports life. We are fit, supporting our own life, looking after our own body, being healthy, being mentally fit, being creative, being free. That means we are serving humanity, we're serving the people around us in whichever way we are designed or we choose to design ourselves to be of service. And life will see to it that we stay. We see to it that we stay. We are the ones choosing that. Do we get to influence that? Yes. Every channel I ever listen to says nobody dies but by their own choice. If we have forgotten that we choose, if we have forgotten how to choose how to live, blah, 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 well then so be it. But surely human evolution, mine in any case, would be to activate the mechanism where that, and that's what I'm doing. So there is a Tatjana that is currently, there's like my dead skin. Like, dude, like really, that process, I'm so thrilled. I'm very thrilled that I shared it here. I don't know who's listening. It doesn't matter because I'm learning this process. I can share it anytime again. Like, consciously going through that, consciously dying, embracing this dying. Die before you die. Like, yeah, oh gosh, eagle vision. Like, there is an eternal being that is going to continue. And if I don't have the vision for my own continuation, well, then I don't continue. But then that's also fine because I have then lived all of me. There's no need for me to continue. There's no need for any part that identifies as me, this wave, to continue. It has lived all of its potential. But life itself, which is the ocean, I am that, will always be. I mean, Oh, the ego doesn't. The ego is like, wait a minute. Okay, so this self-existing tone, the ego, our visionary mind, okay, and remind us tones 1 to 3 determine tone 4, and tone 4 determines tones 1 to 3. We form a thing, and once it's formed, it's got a form. Does the form determine the forming process? Yeah. Not when it's fixed. The only thing I can do to my coffee cup is break it. That's all I can do with it. I can use it as it is or break it. When I break it, I may be able to use its parts for something else, or break it right down into its atomic structure, subatomic structure, and let its parts re-merge with the field so that the field, life, God, can use the parts to assemble something else. The coffee cup exists eternally because each and every part of that cup holds a memory that it has ever been this cup. It's in there. And this is a memory we hold within ourselves of everything that all of our cells, all of our subatomic air, all of our light particles, light, has ever been and ever will be. It's just going around on a circle. This now, this now, this now, this now. It, on a certain level, this information is not practical, not necessary, may cause confusion. On another level, it's deeply, deeply, deeply meaningful. And the ability to fluidly move between these levels, to fluidly live in all these different dimensions. This is what we're doing. This is to me, it's like a dance. And I know exactly, my ego knows exactly. Now wait, I wanted to say something about the form. And the formation process determines the form. Does the form determine the formation process? Indeed, in the analog wave spell of the yellow seed. Damn, because there the eagle is magnetic, the wizard is lunar, the second tone, the Skywalker is on tone 3, and the human on tone 4, in that progression. So, what am I saying? That's the analog to the seed. So where and here and in the eagle wave spell, the seed is going reverse. Whatever. So I can't do this, but I understand what I'm trying to say, because the coffee cup is a fixed in time. It's a fixed thing. I can't really make that example with the coffee cup, but I can make it with myself. So if I am, whatever I am is a fluid thing, including my biology, is a fluid thing, is a noun, is a process. That process goes in both directions in time, and time has more than two directions. It isn't just backwards and forwards. That is just to the linear mind that is the old paradigm, whatever old means. But time goes in all directions. It's fluid. It's eternal now. It can, the cherry seed that produces a cherry seed produces a copy of its ancestor. And it's not a photocopy. It's not necessarily a copy that is a little bit degraded. It is like a copy of a DNG or a TIFF. It has identical and not quite identical, but not necessarily less than information, so that in time the seed degrades. Although sometimes that too happens. But we get to, well, maybe that's what's happening currently still with the human. Our telomeres are shortening, so our aging process looks the way it looks commonly as we look around ourselves. a decrease in ability, a decrease in functioning, a decrease in mobility, a decrease in fluidity, a decrease in all kinds of things. And if we change that, if we understand, or if we want to change that, that the telomeres keep looking out for life, that the cells copy themselves as they do all the time, but equally, but in service of what? This is the blue eagle. What is this? What is your cells? What are they? Who or what are they serving? An ailing, aging body that eventually will no longer be really giving you enough juice for life, so that you have to leave it. Or it can be like, wait, this body can give me juice and life because I give it juice and life, because I have a vision for myself in this version, not out of fear of dying, not for eternity. It doesn't work that way. That fear of death will do exactly the opposite of what we want. So we gotta go die and learn, hey, we're not dying. And we do it all the time, yeah? That's not the point. The point is not to die. The point is to consciously change your body and say, I want to be born in a different life, in a different paradigm, on a different planet, in a different family line, in a different culture, in a different sex, in a different, whatever, you know, that's, to me, that would be like, yeah, the evolution. But that's a further, like, my ego can see, yeah, I can see why I would want that. But for the time being, I'm staying here with this body. What can I envision for this body, this Tatiana? Because I really enjoy being this Tatiana. There's another Tatiana that I absolutely don't enjoy being. She's dying. She absolutely is like, ugh, oh my gosh, seriously? I haven't yet. That one doesn't. There's like a gray zone in between, and she herself is like, all she knows is like, this is not fun. I don't want this anymore. Whatever. It's a really strange process. For me, it's like a really novel experience to go through it that way. I've gone through it, obviously, as we all have. We've died a million times. But we've done this process, but this current wave that I am, this current piece of God that I embody, this current state of consciousness that I am, hasn't gone through this experience in that way. And I'm really enjoying it, and I'm really hating it at the same time. And it is the weirdest fucking, like, I've in my life been very often in this loving the pain state. But this is different. This is not loving the pain. This process, no. That's like consciously being in the dark. Like, it's very, very weird. And consciously dying, but then there is a light always, but it isn't light. It's just like, okay, the darkness behind me is actually not dark, but what? Okay, wait, anyway, kind of talk about that. What am I saying? So this self-existing tone, this form, so we're forming ourselves backwards and forwards in time. And this Tolkien module, this thing totally is reaching our own hand, blue hand, the analog kin of the yellow human, as well as the who is it, the occult? No, it doesn't matter who's the occult to. Wait, it's the analog. Am I saying the wrong thing? It's the analog to the human. Yeah, the moon is occult. It is the wizard yesterday. It is the occult to the wizard. It's not about doing. Let the doing be done by, let it happen. Okay, wait, yeah. The blue eagle, who's guiding us today? Tone 4 is guided by the previous wave spell. Didn't I learn that recently? So it must be guided by the storm. And here's a reminder of that energizing catalyst auto-generation. Oh, God, help me. Have mercy. This is overloading my circuits. Fuck. The self-existing ego, shaping, forming, measuring, defining, is guided by auto-generation. We've just been through it. And it's as if we're going forwards, backwards in time again, because here we are, we're always weaving the past and the future, the past and the future, into which now do we want? Who do I want to be? How do I want to feel right now? How do I want my body to be able to express in this minute? Every now and then I think, I always want to be able, like for me, I'm not able to do the splits. I shouldn't be saying that. Why? Okay, I have not yet, this body has never, like, no, I can't do the splits. I haven't got enough reason to do it, but to need it. But that's as an example. I would like my body to be able to do the splits anytime, no matter if I haven't done them ever in this life, no matter if I haven't done them in years. The paradigm where my ability to stretch, my range of motion decreases with not use it or lose it. That paradigm is redundant as far as I'm concerned. It is, I understand that resources, the paradigm that resources are limited, time is limited, it's all redundant. It's all redundant when you enter the eternal now. My body's ability to stretch into a split, no matter if I'm 180 years old, no matter whether I haven't split for 2,000 years, it's a given. Why should that change? Why should my ability to do a split decrease? That makes no sense. You know what I mean? In the same with my mental capacity. Why should that decrease? That makes no sense. The DNA, the crystalline grid, wherever you want to place it, has eternal storage. Memory storage is eternal. Now, the accessing of the relevant information in the field, that's the quantum field. We can access any information instantly. That is the shift we're doing. That is the shift we're in right now. That is the evolutionary step as far as I'm concerned. Free choice, yellow human, cosmic seed at the end of this wave spell. The ability to choose at the end of the sun wave spell, at the end, huh? There is no end. Oh, damn it. This thing, I mean, it's the cosmic, at the end of the sun wave spell, I call it an end now, the tone 13, it's the cosmic human. Cosmic human, oh, yeah. Okay, I'm going too far. This is just exciting me beyond, what's good for me right now. I think I'm overexcited. All right. Anyway, let's stay practical. So evolution, eagle vision. So this is my vision. This is my vision for humanity, that we are this. And in that state, no human would need to take the resources away from any other human. It's like, what fucking for? You haven't understood anything. You are the quantum field. You have access to every experience you ever want to have. Maybe not today. I don't today. But I understand. That is, my ego understands that. And I'm loving that we're bringing that understanding into the collective. I'm certainly bringing it in here. I'm seeking it. I've always sought it. I've always affirmed it. I always encourage that. I birth that. The dragon in me is bringing that into my own experience because that's what I want. I've never sat there thinking, how can I make $1 million? How can I make a lot of money? It's just never been my thing. But I love that it is a thing for some people, because I'd love to meet a couple of people who have a lot of money so that they can enjoy my massages and pay me for it. That would really work well. As long as we still have money that needs to be exchanged, because I'm bloody good at it. But I do a very particular thing, and this very particular thing needs to be wanted. So, but as long as I'm keeping the door shut from the inside, saying, you don't get to find me because I don't believe in myself, And I don't believe I'm worth what I want to be worth, because the amount of time it takes for me to live my life and the amount of time it takes for me to do what I do when I touch you, you know, you just, it just, how much, and how do I, and what, and but like, I don't need to even decide that, because it can be decided for me. As soon as I decide, man, I mean, like, I don't even, I'm creating, that other Tatiana creates issues where there are none. And that is all these old paradigms that to this Tatiana are completely redundant. They're done, they're gone. And this ego forming, self-existing, going backwards in time and forwards in time. I am in a different timeline. And the two cannot really relate. But there needs to be compassion. There needs to be compassionate dying, compassionate releasing. And I'm in that process, compassionately letting go, the KonMari method. Don't just chuck it in the bin. You take it, you thank it. You either, if it's still useful, you give it away to wherever it may be still used again. Or if it's no longer useful, can no longer be used, you thank it and you release it into the quantum field of all possibilities, so that its atoms can be blah, 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 blah. Yeah? But it's the point of this thankfulness. I love the KonMari method. Absolutely can. When I read that, I was so inspired. Like, I'm going to be a KonMari practitioner. I'm always saying that. I never become anything. But I am that I am, right? So anyway, her way of treating every third dimensional object as a spirit being, with reverence, with gratitude, because it serves you. This coffee cup serves me. Who am I to just like chuck it or, like treat it carelessly? And I myself am still treating objects carelessly. I do. Oh, not nice. Don't want that anymore. I want to be a Marie Kondo. Like, I want to have some of her really installed in my software, because I find it so beautiful. Yellow star, like artful living. I'm not there yet, I admit, but my vision, my eagle is seeing the seeds and picking them and, letting them go, shitting them out somewhere in my earth, so that those KonMari seeds can grow and make my life and world a bit more beautiful and more organized, where my own trauma messes are still, what I mean. So now we have covered a lot of ground. This self-existing, form-giving, shape-shifting mind. And maybe the mind is the easiest to change, or the quickest. Maybe not the easiest, but the quickest. The body is like, let's see, if we shapeshift with every thought this woman thinks, we're not that fast. Thankfully. Let's go with the dominant frequency. So, okay, anyway, we've covered the seed, we've covered the storm in the guiding position, we've covered the seed in the analog position, coming out of the wave spell of the red moon, not seeing the flow of things. So important to be in the flow, to remember we are eternal beings, to remember we are God, to remember we are able, to remember we are allowed to forget, to remember it's good to forget, to remember we should play, to remember we may, to remember we can choose. Whew, and now I'm remembering the Tatiana who just gets so lost when she doesn't know how to choose. She's overwhelmed by choice. La, 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 la. Oh, head in the sand, please. But you can't shit upwards, not really. You gotta take that head out of the sand. Oh, that's the natural way. It's all there. Just remember the natural flow of gravity, of magnetism and the help, the changes that are needed to turn the cherry tree. First of all, understand the cherry tree is already perfect. But it's okay to change it every now and then. And then some. So I've covered all of that. Let go. If you want to, maybe if you want to do this shift that you want to do, and this is, letting go, death, opportunity, new opportunity, you really have to let go of some of that stuff. Again, KonMari. And do it with love. And do it through looking forward to what you want. Put your GPS navigation on. Tell yourself, this is where I want, and then don't sweat the small stuff. Don't think, but I don't want this and I don't want that. If you say, I want to drive to Seattle, but I don't want to be in here and I don't want to be in there and I don't want to go there either. You don't order your pizza and say, oh, but I don't want any extra garlic. I don't want any extra cheese. I don't want any tomatoes on there. You just say what you want and then you get it. So, easy said than done. The theory is always so easy. That's why I'm, last point, in, what was this called? What was it called when people make a point in their own interest? I don't know. It doesn't come to me now. But like, I'm often doing the shadow dance and the shadow work and focusing the shadow because I personally feel so much of the self-help. Yes, it focuses the light. It's totally ego. But it rarely collects us at the point where we're stuck. Like, yeah, I get it all. I get it all. But why can't I let go of my branch? I can't let go of my branch. I don't dare. I'm afraid. Like, I want to do all that flying, all that envisioning, all that. Yes, I can see, but I can't, or I can't see it. I have a Tatiana that says, I don't want to fucking let go of my pain. Go away. Like, seriously, I don't want to. I mean, that's not all or not all me, but there are these aspects, and they are strong. They're really, really strong. And if I want to apply force without love, it becomes war. It's not cooperative. This year I'm crystal dog, so it's all about the cooperation of love. I have to lovingly cooperate with all parts of me. So I'm always on about taking a little soft, gentle light into the dark, to that part of me that says, please don't bring the light, it hurts my eyes. Please, I'm not used to it and I don't want it. I belong here. Who am I to say you don't? Anyway. So, and who's the antipod? The red serpent. Have I gone on about the body today, or the life force, or the kundalini? Have I talked about sex? Not going to. The seed and the serpent are both, brilliant. They both represent our sexuality. And they are, oh God, let's talk about sex, baby. For a second, I have to go there. They are in this position today, analog and antipod, and they switch yesterday. Positions. Yesterday, the seed was antipod and the serpent was analog. So between the wizard and the eagle, is a sexuality, and seed and serpent are right next to each other in the circle of 20. So in the wave spiral of the seed, the serpent is tone 2, stabilize, polarize, stabilize, challenge. Of course, we know the system now, right? We flirt, we know what that means. And in the wave spell of the serpent, the seed's not in it, but in the analog wave spell, which would be happening in the eagle, the magnetic eagle. No, I lie. In the wizard, the serpent is analog and goes weird acidly. My mind just can't. I picture this as like it's bending a spoon. But realize there is no spoon. I'm bending myself. Ooh, So in the wave spell of the wizard, it's the second wave spell in the Tzolk'in. The wave spell of the seed is analog, and it moves backwards in time. That doesn't make any sense. Wait, the serpent is the serpent. And it moves backwards in time. And then the seed is lunar. Stabilization. I don't know what it means, but it's just all linked. This is why sexuality is so complicated and so beautiful. And the eagle, we can be, if we're too much in the eagle, we may just totally be dysfunctional in our sexuality. When it's all working juicily, it fluches, it's fluid, it's beautiful, it's enlightening, it's healing, it's the deepest healing process. Our body just knows how to do it. Sexual healing is no joke, and it's not either. I mean, it's not only linked to romantic love. Romantic love is a bit of it's a concept that needs a wee little bit of adjustment, but we're getting there. We're evolving into that as well. We're evolving back into understanding our sexuality on a different level, our love on a different level, our relating to each other on a different level, and our sexual relations on a different level. Locking our sexuality into a marriage it's like locking a river into a square box. You get my point. Good luck with that. All right, enough said. But then lastly, that seed. Of course, the seed and sexuality. Sexuality is just producing offspring, right? I mean, it is. No, sexuality is not producing offspring. The seed is produced all of the time. Not every seed produces an offspring, right? It requires that act of merging for emergence to happen. And sometimes the emergence is an emergency. And so is the merging an emergency. When the merging is an emergency, it is not really good for the seed. I'm not sure what happens to the offspring of rape, really on a soul level. Someone can answer that who can see into that field. But I would say, in any case, whatever it is, it all needs to be met with love. We need to heal through love. All of the seeds that we are, heal our DNA, heal, doesn't need healing. Anyway, so there we go. Auto-generate, blue eagle, self-existing tone, guiding the self-existing eagle in the human. So maybe like the offspring of rape will auto-generate something in time down the line. Maybe not so desirable. Desirability is a desirability. I mean, how much happens with humans when they come of age and the sexual system comes online and they somehow find them that they are to the other or the same sex, whichever their own preference is, not desirable. What does that do to us? And in the Western world, we teach already the wrong concept of desirability because it's extremely shape-focused. It's status-focused. It's focused on, in my opinion, a lot of values that we're also upgrading. Sexual desirability is an internal core thing. It has nothing to do with what you look like or what a person looks like or how attractive they are by whose standards. You become attractive to me because of an internal value, because of a frequency thing. It has nothing to do with what you look like. I mean, I've never had a type. I've never had anything like that. It's like, well, are you of that frequency? Do we vibe? Do we resonate together? Do we meet there? And that's attractive. And if I could instill that in each child to know, like, that's how it works. And you gotta kind of sort of have that with yourself. You gotta be a little, as you are desirable to yourself, as you're enjoying your life experience, you're enjoying yourself, that makes you attractive. What is attraction? Magnetic. Magnetic force is attractive. We live in an attraction-based universe. You would just attract to yourself people who are attracted to you, sexually or otherwise, according to your free will. You can choose. But if that electromagnetism within, electric wizard yesterday, serpent, seed, doesn't work, or isn't is in whatever alignment it is, find out whatever alignment you will attract to yourself according to that alignment. Maybe people who don't like you, maybe no lover, maybe too many lovers, maybe whatever, But yellow human, we can attract unified purpose. If I went any further, I'd start lecturing. I don't want to lecture, I want to inspire. Okay, I'm done. How long have I gone? Yeah, my comfort zone. Okay. I want to wish us a beautiful Blue Eagle day. We're heading for the Euphoria on tone 5, overtone. Radiance, command, and power. I don't know if the sequence is right. I cannot wait to explore this radiance, our radiant center, and how that empowers. That's exactly what I just described anyway. So tomorrow we go back there. I'm going to repeat myself in some other way. With in relationship to fearlessness, intelligence is the last word. What's in between? Fearlessness, questioning. Very interesting. Questioning. Fearlessness, questioning, intelligence. Now, I am this year all about self-love. So this self-love, tuning our own inner frequencies in self-love, then I no longer need you to love me. I no longer need you to affirm me. I no longer need any of that. When I am that self-affirming, auto-generative, blue eagle, white wizard, red skywalker, yellow human, yellow warrior, then when I am that self or that frequency that is self-affirming, damn, that's attractive. And then what do I attract? And I don't need anything because I am self-fulfilled. I am full and filled by myself. Ego knows exactly what that's all about. Or does it? Anyway, every child knows what that's all about. Children are full of themselves. I mean, let's just be full of ourselves, but in the most positive way. I mean, what is a positive? Not split the atom. You just do you, boo-boo. Be genuinely who you are and free the rest of the world from having to affirm you. That will set you free. That will set us free. It's just it. It's that simple. Just do you. And then you no longer need to force people into your will. And narcissism is gone with that. Be truly, genuinely full of yourself. And there can be no narcissism. Narcissists are the opposite of full of themselves. And anyone who is arrogantly, or what we call, they're so full of themselves. They're exactly not that. So that is their shadow self portraying like the mask behind which they hide their sense of inadequacy, their sense of not being enough. When you're truly full of yourself, you're full of light, you're full of delight. You may not always be full of love, whatever love is. Schizophrenic chat talking. But you just resonate your own frequency so truly that you will attract your own. That's White Dog. You attract your own companions of destiny, people who want to resonate with you. It works. It's elegant. It just works, man. And that's beautiful. So there we go. I gotta have what now? Oh, it's nice and early. Oh, very, very nice. Okay, great long day ahead of me. Oh, I got a great long day ahead of me. damn, I massaged 3 days in a row, and I just feel so centered and so balanced. I don't massage that often yet, for all kinds of reasons, but uh, uh, at the moment it's so fulfilling, and I think I've left 3 people like so deeply fulfilled and with their soul feeling so comfortable in their bodies and their egos feeling like, yeah, I just like, I think this year I'm going to massage the shit out of everyone I get my hands on because I am fucking crystal dog. I mean, it's all about cooperating, universalizing. It's all about loving. I just can love you into you loving yourself like nothing is as delicious as being you after a massage. It was so nice. And there's nothing else so delicious as sharing that space and that process together, because after I'm done, I also feel that way. It's like, nothing is as beautiful as being me right now. I'm sorry you don't know me. I'm just so full of myself. But I've left you so full of yourself that it's just like, how do I market that? How to sell that? And not be like, there's a part of me that's like, yeah, that will never work. The minute I were to sell that, I'd be so self-conscious. I'd be stiff as a stick. Sticks are not very good massage tools. Oh God. All right. All right. Some are actually. Oh, okay, wait. Stop it. You can always quantify everything. That's a power tool I have, but like that other Tatiana doesn't have that. And until she's like really died, oh, there's an Iboga retreat in April and an Iboga retreat in May. In order for me to do either one of them, I would have to let go of some jobs that I've already committed to. And that's a conundrum. I don't know how to solve that one. You see, who to choose, who to commit to, my own healing, my own dying, or the jobs I've committed to. Do I really believe I am indispensable? I have to talk to my friend. And then I have to talk to the quantum field and find an elegant solution. So if it isn't Iboga, maybe it's ayahuasca. If it isn't Iboga now, maybe it's Iboga in another time. Maybe I'm already Ibogaing myself. Maybe Iboga is already working with me. And whenever the actual meeting happens, it's going to be fine. And maybe it can be peyote and not Iboga. But I want Iboga. I want to really face my fears. But let's see. There's a process happening here. So we'll see where that goes. All right. Ibogaine, Ibogaine. Ibogaine. Oh yeah. Oh yeah. Oh yeah. Slowly, go slowly, Dad. Sometimes I'm just too fast. And the other parts of me are like, still stuck on the branch. Oh. Do you know, like, have you seen this image of a frog? I don't know if this is for real or if it's like a joke. It's a chameleon or a frog that shoots out this long tongue, and then the tongue gets stuck somewhere, and then like the image is, this may be a cruel image. Please forgive me for it. Here's the frog on a leaf, sticks out its tongue onto another thing. It wants to take the fly off another leaf, but the fly is somehow stuck on that leaf, and the wind pushes that branch away from the frog, and it just really makes that tongue very, very long. The image I had just now of myself was like this eagle with my power. I have such power in my wings. It's like no joke. I take off and I'm like, fuck you to myself. And the other part of me that is just as strong is like, fuck you to my eagle wings, and holding on to the branch. And I'm seeing these gummy rubber legs. My legs are just going like, zzz. really, really long because my feet aren't letting go of the branch and the eagle is like pulling itself up to the sun. And the problem is that once that's happened, the legs are useless. I can't stand on them. I the neurological connection to my feet is completely gone. I can't control the feet anymore. It's really shit when that happens. And then it's like I flap about because either I have to tear off the legs or I have to land, but I have no legs to land with. So what happens? It's a total disaster because I can't retract them in, you see. What an image. Most of the time I end up flopping down, and because I tend to hang on, either I crash into the ground, or if that tree is sitting on the highest mountaintop and maybe on a cliff, I drop and I dangle like a bungee jumper on a loose rope just hanging down there. It's either way, it's not good. Either way, it's never good. And if those memories of panic are flooding my system, I'm like sitting on that branch, like I don't fly because I can't trust myself not to let go of the branch. That version of me exists. That's an eagle dying on the branch. It's a conundrum. It's like, if I don't leave this branch, I'm not going to get fed. So now I start a codependent relationship with something that feeds me. It's like, I can't leave here. Please feed me. I'm going to be really nice. I'm going to sing to you beautifully. I'm going to do all kinds of things. Maybe I build a nest. I keep the nest warm. I become the mother of your children. Again and again and again and again. All right. What new energy does this seed need? It needs to die. That just needs to all die. That's no good to be had there. There's no good to be had there. I mean, of course, everything that endures, cosmic seed in this wave spell, what's valuable endures. My ability to be mother endures. And this is a vision, now this is getting very long, it's a vision I've also had. Why not be mother at the age of 140? Why limit us to a reproductive age? No need for that. If I decide I want to have a kid at the age of 3,000, then so be it. Then there's the kid coming, and then it grows and then we let it go. But I can't be that relationship also, everything needs looking at, because if one such decision is changed, the ramifications for every decision that follows. And this is the thing. My eagle, I have made really, really strong decisions that got my eagle to fly, at the same time as I've made really, really strong decisions that got my eagle to cling. And then I somehow managed, or it's Maya, in the illusion of Maya, I guess, I don't know, I managed to fly and cling at the same time. That was fun. So now I'm done. Covered all the bases. I really covered all the bases. I love it. In my future videos, I'm going to ride up and down the entire wave spell. And someday in the future, and maybe it's going to take me a podcast episode that's going to be 1 year long. I'm going to ride up and down the whole bloody Tzolk'in. And you know what? I mean, I'm already doing that. I've always done that. We are all always doing that. That is what life is. The Tzolk'in is just breaking it open. So it's the user manual. It's not like, unless you use it, this isn't working. No, it's the user manual that explains this is how it's working. This is what's happening. This is what we're doing. Am I enjoying learning to read this manual? Yeah, mightily. It's really fun. So, all right. Am I here to have fun? Yeah. Okay, now let's get serious about the day. 1:39, 27, 28, 29, 30. I wish us a beautiful day, inspired, visionary, in the now, not flying off into fear. What is the not? Tatiana, what are you doing? Delete. cancel culture myself. I wish us a beautiful day. Nothing else but a beautiful day, a gorgeous day, a really, really, really beautiful day. A really beautiful